Hi everyone, I'm Khagi Dital and I'm working on Deliverable 5. The goal of our campaign is to bring awareness to newest campaign which is Why River Cleanup Project. In our first suggestion, this designer tried to associate African American society to the cause of the problem, meaning that why river pollution has something to do with African American society. For this designer, my first image on page 1 matches his view of society and his perception. In the image, children are tried to take water in a small container. As a viewers, I would strongly emphasize to this designer that we cannot associate just African American society to this problem because it is simply unethnical. He cannot assume only African American live in Ohio. It looked like director is associating some group of people to the river's mass. Since we live in a diverse world and have a diverse masses, and we should not consider everybody living in Ohio River to one ethnicity or group. I see issue of visual stereotyping in his visual. I think director crossed his line here. Rowan Linda, communication expert, says, and I want to quote, one of the most social impacting issue is visual stereotyping. Media communication frequently use image and visual which are familiar to a specific culture. However, using cultural familiar image and visual can cross the line. She further add it is important to use cultural familiarities image to connect it with a particular target audience. If not, it can cross the ethnical line. In our situation, director of this project only associate African American people to problem on this is not acceptable. The poster of this designer also says let's help them clean up, meaning that one group of people is causing of the problem and we other people need to help them. This simply means they made the mess and we are planning them to be clean up. This designer also used celebrities' image in his poster. Well, posting their image, we are required to get their permission and approval before using them. Look like he literally used their pictures without their consent. You got always ask the person and the source you can use them. In this case, he is literally giving us impression that they are endorsing the project. Director get the permission, otherwise it is going to be major issue. Just looking at the first page, his poster does not acknowledge the source of the image. We cannot use the random image from Google to make it work for your business. I was reading the lectures about using image without permissions and it is say image can be considered the intellectual property of person who created it. Therefore, we cannot use their property without their permission. Digital alteration and enhancement is a commonly ignored ethnical issue in visual media communication. We need to think about the impact so digital enhancement and it displays negative social idea. These directions in his poster always digitally altered the image to make African American children thinner, darker, and dirtier. This designer cannot alter the image. It is simply unacceptable. As a viewer, I highly recommend him to be revise his poster because we lived in very diverse world and poster need to have a diverse message. I would recommend him to be replace his poster with my image shown in page 2. As you can see, diverse group of people, children, women, men cleaning the river. This image also suggests different ethnics of people living in Ohio. I also want to say let's clean up instead of let's help them clean up. We cannot say let's help them clean up because it means they made the mess. We do not want to associate one group of people to a problem when all people are causing the mess. I also strongly recommend him to take off celebrities' image because he need to ask for the permission and approval before posting their pictures. Otherwise, we are going to get sued from other artists. As you can see, my image, second page, have source, and I strongly recommend him not to pick random image from Google because Googles can be misleading. We cannot use the image of Google for our business without citing it. I will always strongly emphasize him. We cannot digitally alter the image for our personal goal. It's simply unacceptable. Thank you. Have a nice day.